Today, under the everlasting guidance of Stoicism, we set out on a singular journey of discovery. As the renowned Stoic thinker Epictetus famously remarked, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This insightful statement sets the tone for our exploration of the mysterious realm of silence and its significant significance in Stoic philosophy today. This episode explores the skill of using silence as a tactical instrument, a source of power, and a route to profound wisdom. It goes beyond simply talking about the act of abstaining from speech. Join me as we explore the 10 transforming characteristics of people who say less, revealing the ways in which silence can be a powerful force in our lives. To be silent in the Stoic sense is to express wisdom in a purposeful and meaningful way. Seneca and other Stoic philosophers understand the tremendous importance of silence in our relationships and decisions because it serves as a mirror revealing the true nature of our goals and character. By deciding on quiet, we give ourselves permission to take a minute to reflect before acting and to let our inner guidance direct our words and deeds. This amazing quality of silence reveals the true nature of people, setting the wise apart from the rash. The wise know the value of silence in their quietude. They radiate intelligence and discernment. They are skilled at patience, waiting for the right moment to speak, fully aware that haste and words spoken often result in regret. In their restraint, the wise show the world their profound understanding. The greatest test of wisdom and insight is not how many words one speaks, but rather how carefully one chooses when to speak and when to accept the beauty of quiet. The opponent becomes confused when there is silence in the domain of Stoic wisdom. Silence is not weakness. Rather, it is a calculated tactic that can demoralize adversaries and bring about triumph. It is the skill of timing your moves just right. Let's examine the wisdom of Sun Tzu, the venerable military tactician and philosopher, especially as it relates to his foundational work. The art of war reveals how important silence is to winning. Sun Tzu's worldview included a profound understanding of psychology and strategy, in addition to military techniques. His advice was crystal clear: hide your intentions and project an air of uncertainty and mystery. According to Sun Tzu, this calculated quiet places psychological pressure on your opponent, causing them to become confused and speculative. Your stillness also generates an aura of ambiguity, which causes your opponents who were waiting for your move to get mired in doubt. Their attention is diverted from their preparations to your possible acts by this tension and this calculated delay. It's not only about historical tactics. Sun Tzu's skill in utilizing silence as a weapon shows how, sometimes, our non-action and non-disclosure can have a greater influence than any activity we do. This is a lesson in bringing Stoic values into our everyday lives. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Remember, silence is a very powerful strategic tool when it comes to projecting confidence and wisdom, about mastering the art of patience and composure as we navigate through the complexities of life." A person who lacks the ability to be silent will also lack the ability to speak. By accepting silence, we can develop a certain strength that enables us to navigate life's obstacles with grace and wisdom. Thus, as we proceed with our exploration of the benefits of Stoicism, let's consider the tactical significance of quiet. It's evidence that sometimes the greatest triumphs are achieved via the skillful mastery of silence rather than with words. Remove distractions from your life's journey. This is especially important for people between the ages of 30 and 65, for whom it becomes a critical talent. This age is frequently associated with a lot of obligations, and the noise of the outside world necessitates a calculated approach to quiet. The constant barrage of notifications in the midst of commotion sometimes distorts our judgment, but in the quiet, we have the ability to plan, plot, and move forward. This is not a novel idea. The greatest minds in history, from Stoic philosophers to creative thinkers, have long recognized the importance of concentration and quiet. They use this ability to make important judgments and succeed beyond belief. By removing distractions, creativity actually arises in a tranquil mind. When your thoughts are free to roam, they can connect the dots and uncover opportunities that might be amplified despite the commotion. In the middle of chaos, the silent strategist maintains composure. In our contemporary society, which is overflowing with data and information, stillness becomes a tool to separate the important from the inconsequential. It's in these quiet times that we can identify noise from the signal, seeing the greater picture, the vast chessboard of life, and making movements with intent and precision. The silent practitioner understands the value of being present and giving their all to the task at hand. This deep focus is not just about concentration, it's about creating a wellspring of productivity and creativity. When you do speak, your words carry weight because you've thought through every possibility, explored every angle, and made a clear decision. Silence doesn't mean action, rather, it's the pause before the decisive movie. The breath before the leap amid the peace of nature. We rediscover peace and the wisdom of silence, as well as the force of simplicity. Accept the power of quiet. Turn out all outside distractions and exercise strategic thought during these times to fully take control of your destiny. The allure of silence is that it draws attention. Imagine yourself in a packed room with discussions humming like a busy beehive. Suddenly, a moment of silence falls over the room, and everyone's eyes automatically move to the person who exudes this quiet. It demands attention without saying anything. Imagine a classroom where students are constantly talking and the teacher's voice is drowned out. It would be difficult to teach effectively because of all the distractions, but when the teacher stops, the students quiet down and their attention is brought back. This brief silence serves as a powerful reminder. The ability to concentrate and re-engage in stillness, even in the midst of chaos, is evidence of the great wisdom of Stoicism. It's a presence rather than just the lack of sound. A person with charisma that emanates from within the quiet person is able to discern feelings and subtleties that are beyond words, and not only listen. Their quiet often makes them the silent focal point of any gathering. It is not a sign of loneliness. Not only may charisma be derived from powerful speeches or extravagant displays, but it can also be found in the subtle power of one's presence. A charismatic leader empowers others not only with words, but also with deeds. When they speak, their words are purposeful and effective, resonating with meaning. The power of silence goes beyond words. It can be found in a sincere grin. A kind word or a consoling touch are examples of deeds that speak to the soul directly. Therefore, practice the quiet art of charisma. Your genuineness and presence communicate more than words could ever hope to, as does your quiet charm. Be a guiding force that transforms not only your environment, but also the lives of people around you. Keep in mind that you have the ability to fascinate others in the serenity of your being. A lesson that strongly aligns with the tenets of Stoicism. Being silent increases strength, but many people avoid it because they think it represents loneliness, or because they don't think they need approval from others. This dread frequently pushes people to pursue a never-ending need for attention and praise, which ironically erodes their inner strength. However, the embrace of solitude frequently contains a transformative gift, which is found in the stillness of silence. This gift is the capacity to confront our own selves, stripped bare of the masks we put on for the outside world. In this contemplative silence, we discover our inner power and understand that our worth is independent of the shifting views of others. Stoicism gives us the ability to view solitude as a mirror, reflecting our true selves, which enables us to maintain our composure in the face of criticism or behavior from others. Think of the comparison of a high school student getting ready for a big test. This student takes a different route that is influenced by Stoic principles in the midst of a noisy group of friends who are always talking about their study strategies and looking for validation from others. The student finds comfort in solitude and quiet because they see these as times for introspection and true self-discovery, rather than being influenced by the external noise of validations and comparisons. During the silent interludes, the student chooses to take some time for quiet reflection to assess their own understanding and preparedness. The student faces their true potential, realizes that their value is not based on the opinions or deeds of their peers, and embraces silence as evidence of their inner strength and confidence. The student stays calm and focused even as the exam approaches, having faith in their preparation. They find an inner source of strength that allows them to succeed without being distracted by the noise and comparisons around them. In the context of our story, the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said that true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This story exemplifies how Stoic philosophy equips us to harness the transformative power of silence, especially in critical moments of our lives. The Stoic wisdom is embodied by the pupil's capacity to be present in there alone without worrying about receiving approval from others. Regardless of the outside world, we too can achieve inner strength and contentment by embracing stillness. Liberation from conceit or haughtiness in the splendor of quiet one gains the insight to remove the heavy armor of conceit and haughtiness. Real freedom comes from realizing that we are all human, not from claiming to be better than others. Acts of kindness are their own reward and don't need to be celebrated. The modesty to own one's mistakes is a sign of strength rather than weakness, and the quiet donor takes great pleasure in the act of giving. The path to genuine self-improvement is this. Although the path of silent humility is not without difficulties, it ultimately leads to comprehension, empathy, and togetherness. Being humble is a characteristic of people who are careful with their words, avoid the spotlight, and are content with who they really are. Being humble is not a sign of weakness, rather, it is the strength to see one's place in the large picture of life. It takes the form of deeds of kindness, such as lending a helping hand or demonstrating compassion to those in need. It also takes the form of grace when one admits one's mistakes and the courage to grow from them. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it matters." Accept the silence that heralds humility and free yourself from the chains of pride and arrogance. Humility is the conduit that links us to others, transcending social hierarchies, ethnicities, and beliefs. Adopting humility can be a revolutionary act in today's fast-paced world, where self-promotion and assertiveness are often valued. It enables us to connect with others more deeply, fostering relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. As you navigate life, keep in mind that humility is about recognizing the value in everyone, not about diminishing yourself. This perspective not only enriches your own life, but it also brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that no amount of external validation can offer. In the Stoic sphere, quiet has great power, especially when it comes to negotiations. Imagine yourself in a pay discussion, well prepared with research and a clear understanding of what you deserve. The business extends an offer, but it's not what you had anticipated. This is when the power of silence enters the picture. Rather than interrupting right away with criticism, you choose for a calculated pause. This goes beyond simply remaining silent. It's about taking a time to gather your thoughts and formulate a coherent response. Think of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, who is renowned for his measured speech and thoughtful silence. He believed that we should listen more and speak less, because true wisdom frequently lies in thoughtful consideration rather than hasty words. By embracing silence and negotiations, you can potentially influence the other party to improve their offer. This silence serves more purposes than just helping you gather your thoughts. The key to successful negotiations, for all of you Stoic listeners and fellow Stoics, is to control the tempo and flow of the conversation. Just like Zeno, you're not just waiting, you're actively engaging in a mental strategy. Silence is a tool. It's a time for introspection and a tactic to tip the scales in your favor. The next time you find yourself in a negotiation, keep in mind the value of pausing for contemplation. In the world of Stoicism, it might be the difference between winning and losing. The core of a compassionate society is kindness, which manifests as a profound yet uncomplicated act of choosing to assist others out of a sincere wish to uplift others rather than out of necessity. Kindness is a reflection of the Stoic ideal of sympathia, the idea that all beings are related. Imagine the contagious laughter spreading among friends, the warmth of a consoling hug, or the listening, non-judgmental ear of a close friend. This is the epitome of kindness. It is demonstrated by the selfless devotion of nurses and other caregivers who treat patients not just physically, but also spiritually. Kindness is mankind's greatest delight, according to the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius, and this is demonstrated by the power of consoling words and a calming presence at times of weakness. The foundation of education is compassion, where instructors do more than just deliver knowledge. They pique students' interests and encourage aspirations. It is demonstrated by the unsung heroes who clean up litter, plant trees, and promote sustainability in order to take care of our Earth. Kindness is in the act of sharing, be it a meal with someone in need or knowledge with those who thirst for it. It embodies the open-hearted belief in abundance for all. Today, I invite you to embrace this kindness and consider it regard for others. Kindness is also found in the bravery of firefighters and first responders who risk their lives for both humans and animals alike. It is also found in the global movement for peace, where millions unite and declare that kindness and compassion will always triumph over hatred and violence. Give a hand and a smile. Say something nice to someone. Recall that Stoics value the wisdom of restrained discourse. People who talk less frequently do it with kindness and forethought because they are aware of the significant influence their words can have on other people. Let's all work to exemplify this quality because when we do, we improve not just our own lives, but also the lives of people around us. Narrative. Now let's explore the meaning of Principle 7, kind and caring care for others, by traveling through the lives of Jane, Michael, Tom, and Emma. Despite losing her career and her family in a devastating tragedy, Jane endured the harsh winds of hardship in the hectic city life, but she held to hope like a sturdy anchor by working at a community center. Jane came across people going through their own storms. Her empathy was more than just a sentiment, it was an action as well. She shared, listened, and helped others become a source of inspiration and hope. Similar to Jane, Michael's life was clouded by the loss of his job, but he found a kindred spirit in Jane. Her story of overcoming adversity and sharing it with genuine care not only inspired him, but also lit a spark inside of him. Michael's transformation into a teacher for underprivileged children is evidence of the power of supportive relationships and the ripple effect of kindness. In contrast, we see the friendship that grew between Tom and Emma as kids. Their relationship was founded in compassion after Emma was diagnosed with a disease that would change her life. Tom's resolute assistance demonstrated the breadth of their bond. He was her pillar of support, offering both emotional and physical comfort. Despite Emma's final death, their voyage left an enduring symbol of affection, endurance, and unity. These stories blended together to create a striking illustration of Principle 7, and in the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, they serve as a reminder that deeds motivated by kindness and care have the power to change lives, including our own. There is potential for kindness wherever there is a human being. This phrase strikes a deep chord with our experiences, highlighting the Stoic conviction in the value of empathy and the influence of our deeds on others. In our contemporary society, where time is of the essence and contemplation is frequently scarce, these tales urge us to stop, listen, and offer assistance. They act as a beacon pointing the way towards a compassionate and understanding road. In conclusion, by adopting this idea, we not only improve our own lives, but also make a positive and caring impact on the world by creating connections that go beyond the surface level of everyday existence. Let us cling to Principle 7, allowing it to guide our actions and interactions, creating a tapestry of compassion and understanding that enriches our lives and those around us. Principle 7 is not just a concept. It is a call to action aimed at improving the world through our relationships and interactions as we navigate the complexities of modern life. How to listen deeply. Imagine a world where everyone is shouting to be heard, but some people choose a different route, one that involves silence and careful listening. These restrained speakers develop as experts at listening intently. When someone is skilled at profound listening, they are able to absorb a wealth of knowledge and perceive the world through a variety of lenses. When they speak, their words are not only heard, but also felt. Their ability to listen attentively makes them wise counselors and people to trust. In every conversation, they are not just hearing but also understanding, picking up on the unspoken emotions and subtle undertones. In the professional sphere, disability is equally important because it helps people understand different points of view, which helps them navigate difficult decisions and resolve conflicts with a clarity that comes from truly listening, as the Stoic philosopher Epic says. Disability is a treasure in personal relationships, fostering deeper connections and understanding. Deep listening is best described by the quotation from Titus that states, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." It's about realizing the value of calm, letting people express themselves, and as a result, picking up ideas and viewpoints that might otherwise go unnoticed. Let's take a cue from these patient listeners. Behind their quiet rests a wealth of wisdom. The art of reflective wisdom in the realm of communication. There exists a profound yet often overlooked virtue, the art of reflective wisdom. This trait is predominantly seen in individuals who are more reserved in their speech, choosing their words with deliberate care. These are the men who understand that silence can be as powerful as words. They embody the Stoic philosophy reminiscent of the words of Zeno of Cedium, a renowned Stoic philosopher who once said, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." These thoughtful individuals do not rush into conversations with impulsive reactions or hasty judgments. Instead, they embrace a period of introspection, allowing themselves the luxury of time to process information thoroughly. This period of reflection is not merely a pause, It is an act of engagement in understanding the deeper layers of a conversation or situation. By doing so, they ensure that their contributions, when spoken, are not just heard, but felt for their depth and insight in both personal and professional spheres. This thoughtful approach is highly valued. It signifies a maturity that transcends the immediacy of emotional responses and the pressures of the moment. Such individuals are often sought after for their sage advice, their ability to make well-informed decisions, and their knack for maintaining a calm and balanced perspective in tumultuous situations. For our audience, embracing this trait can be transformative. It encourages a shift from reactive to reflective communication, fostering deeper connections and more meaningful interactions. The important takeaway from this is to value quiet times of reflection, because it is from these that wisdom is formed and allows us to live a more purposeful and clear life. Adversity and perseverance. People who, in the face of adversity, remain composed and unfazed by the chaos around them. They manage life's challenges with a quiet efficiency, frequently emerging not only unscathed but stronger. Imagine being in a turbulent sea and remaining as calm as the storm's eye. This is the essence of their resilience. They don't seek the spotlight to narrate their struggles or crave external validation. Instead, their silence is a fortress of inner strength and stability. Their strategy imparts a valuable lesson to us. Imagine a tree standing tall in the middle of a raging storm. While others may break and fall, this tree sways and bends, but never breaks. It is this flexibility and quiet endurance that sees it through the storm. This allegory mirrors the stoic resilience of those who speak less. They remind us that in life's relentless storms, sometimes the greatest strength lies in quiet endurance and the ability to bend without breaking. These examples demonstrate that true strength doesn't always roar. Let's pause to consider this important lesson. How can we apply this peaceful resilience to our own lives? Maybe it involves finding stillness and strength, concentrating on our inner principles, and tackling life's obstacles with composure and resolve. Remember that often the quietest notes in life's symphony have the greatest influence. Let this serve as a reminder to enhance our lives by accepting resilience as a way of being rather than merely a characteristic, as we wrap up our exploration of the 10 characteristics of people who talk less. I have one last thing to say before I go. Consider how you may incorporate these Stoic ideas into your everyday life. Visualize the development and contentment that come from engaging in deliberate silence, deep empathy and purposeful communication. How will you use these teachings in your relationships and introspection? Please feel free to share your ideas and experiences in the space provided below for comments. In order to gain more insights into leading a more contented and mindful life, please like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life. Keep in mind that the path to personal growth is never-ending, and that each step you take to embrace these Stoic principles will bring you one step closer to a life of profound understanding and genuine happiness. Let's build a community where we can grow together. We appreciate you joining us on this trip. Till we meet again, speak less, listen more, and let your behavior to be a reflection of your own development.